And two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. And when Lot saw them, he rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and you will rise up early and go on your way. And they said, No, we will stay in the street all night. And he urged them greatly, and they went in with him, and entered his house, and he made a feast for them, and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. But before they lay down, the men of the city of Sodom surrounded the whole house, the young and the old, all the people from every neighborhood. And they called to Lot and said, Where are those men who came in to you tonight? Bring them out to us so we can know them, in quotation marks. And Lot went out to them at the door and shut the door behind him and said, Please, brothers, do not behave so wickedly. I have two daughters who have not ever known a man. Here, I'll bring them out to you, and you can do with them as is pleasing to you in your eyes. Only to these men do nothing, for they came under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back. This one came in to sojourn, and he thinks he's a judge of us. Now we will deal worse with you than with them. And they pressed in to try to get it at Lot and break down the door. But the men/angels put forth their hands and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And they struck the men that were outside of the door of the house with blindness, both the small and the great, so that they tired themselves out trying to find the door. And the men said to Lot, the angel men, Do you have anyone here besides yourself, son-in-law, your sons, your daughters, whoever you have in this city? Bring them out of this place, for we're going to destroy it, because their cry has become great before the face of the Lord, and we have been sent by him to destroy it. So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-laws who had married his daughters, and said, Get up, get out of this place, for the Lord's going to destroy the city. But he seemed like one who was teasing to his son-in-laws, and they thought it was all a joke. And when morning came, the angels hurried Lot, saying, Get up, take your wife, your two daughters that are here, so you will not be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And so while he was still dragging his behind, the men grabbed him upon his hand, and grabbed his wife and his daughters, and dragged them out of there. So the Lord had pity on him. And they brought him out and set him outside the city. And it was when they had brought them out that the angel said, Escape for your life. Do not look behind you. Do not stay anywhere in this plain. Escape to the mountains, so you will not be consumed. And Lot said to them, Oh, not so, my lord. Behold, now your servant has found favor in your sight. You have magnified your loving kindness, which has shown me in saving my life. I can't escape to the mountains, lest something overtake me and I die. This city over here is nearby, and it's a little one. Let me escape there. Isn't it just a little one, and my soul will live? And the angel said, See, I have accepted you concerning this thing, that I shall not overthrow this city that you've spoken of. Quick, escape there, for I can't do anything until you've come there. And this city was called Zor. The sun had risen upon the earth when Lot entered Zor. Then the Lord rained brimstone and fire down out of heaven upon Sodom and Gomorrah, and he overthrew those cities, and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and there it was. The smoke of the country went up like the smoke of a furnace. And it was when God destroyed the cities of the plain that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelled. And Lot went up out of Zor and lived in the mountain, and his two daughters were with him, for he feared to stay in Zor. And he lived in a cave, he and his daughters. The firstborn said to the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man on the earth to come in to us according to the statute of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, so we can preserve our father's seed. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he did not perceive when she lay down or when she arose. This is pretty nasty on their part. Yeah, they might have thought there was nobody else left in the world for them to marry or carry on their name. But they were also raised in Sodom and Gomorrah. So to them, this was no big deal, I'm assuming. And it was the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, Behold, last night I lay with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and you go in and lie with him, so we can preserve our father's seed. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he was not aware when she lay down or when she arose. Like, what kind of wine is this? Seriously, makes you wonder. Both the daughters of Lot were thus with child by their father. And the firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites to this day. And the younger also bore a son and called his name Ben-Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon to this day.